The old school. He's old school. We're back for another edition of Racing Basics with our very good buddy, former Cup driver Rick Mast. Things you thought you knew, but maybe didn't. Like, for example, Rick, practice. Yeah. When I'm there at practice, I'm in the garage area. Guys are going out, they're coming back in, they're going back out, they're coming back. What the hell's going on?
Well, if you've got an hour, if you've got 2 hours, it all depends on what NASCAR's set up.
Okay.
Okay. Do we have a happy hour after practice? I mean, after qualifying, do we have that or not? All right. When qualifying's over, do we get to practice anymore? Right. Do we have 2 practices today? Or are they an hour and a half each, 45 minutes? It all depends on what our practice schedule is for the weekend as far as what we do. It comes down to 2 things. You're practicing for qualifying, you're practicing for the race, right? And with the top 36 locked in nowadays, most of the guys spend the majority of their practice time practicing for the race. And that means you just go out there, you fill it up with gas, put 4 tires on, get on the racetrack, and just start making laps, right? Okay. But, you know, you run a few laps, whatever you're doing, you come in, you tell the crew chief and whoever the car chief or the engineer, whoever's dealing with you directly as a driver, you tell them exactly what you feel the car doing. The tire temperatures are taken, the crew chief's looking at that. They've seen the speeds on the computer from all the other teams, right? You knowing how you're stacking up, you figuring that out. You take all that information the crew chief does, and he says, okay, we're going to change the rebound and left rear shock by 1 stack, right? Change the left rear shock, go back out, run those laps again. Come in, the driver gives his feedback. Look at the speeds, look at the tire sheet, look at everybody else, okay?
Right.
That didn't work, so let's do it on the right front, let's do this left front. You do that through the whole practice. That's all you do.
Is it like a race in the sense of
it is
adjusting to the car, except you have a few more options, obviously, because you can go to the garage?
It's like a race in that you're racing that clock, because you've got the NASCAR clock also on the computer. You know, it's got all the guys' speeds.
Right.
You have the NASCAR time. All right, 48 minutes to go, 43 minutes to go, 36 minutes to go. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, we got 9 minutes to go.
We got to find some speed in here. Right.
And you're really racing. I mean, you're racing against that clock there.
Well, my question is, do you usually go into these practices with a set plan?
A lot of times you go with a plan. And that has to come up from something else you've done in the previous race or at that track before or whatever. But that also is incorporated during the week with your team members. I mean, we're talking about a different era now of NASCAR, and you've got 3 other cars or 3 other guys on your team. 3 other cars. You know, a lot of the guys set it up during the week. A team, you're going to do this, this, and this. You're going to work on these 3 shock packages. B team, you're going to try these 3 spring changes. You know, C team, we're going to work on some aero stuff with your car, right? You get through all the practices, all the teams sit down, they simulate what they've done, what the changes did, what it made. Then the guys kind of can go on their own and do their own thing. You know what I mean? But again, that's determined by, you know, how much practice we got. You know, what the weekend, how much time is NASCAR giving us on the racetrack to prepare for the race, right? But the guys are really, really getting better as groups doing this stuff now, and it shows up.
Of course, if you got 3 teams and A's trying one and B's trying something else and C's trying something, then you have to kind of, if you're the crew chief and you've got all this new information, you have to figure out how do we put that all together. Because if I do a change that A made plus a change that B made, well, I don't know how those things are going to work.
Well, and say all 3 teams found something that, man, really brought it to life.
Right.
You know, this is the deal, baby. We can lap the field with this. And say all 3 teams hit on something in their respective deals. You take all 3 of those deals and put on all 3 cars. You go out there and you cannot get off pit road.
Right.
I've seen that kind of thing happen. You're like, oh, we just wasted all day. You know. So, but it's like going to bed at night. The car is perfect. You know, Saturday night after practice is perfect. You cover it up just like tucking your wife into bed.
Right.
Everything. You get up the next morning and she wakes up just gnarling at you for no apparent reason. You go to the racetrack and you get in the car and you start off and you're lapped in 20 laps for no apparent reason.
You're like, dadgummit.
A lot of unknowns in our sport, man. A lot of unknowns.
There you go. That's a little bit on practice from former Cup driver Rick Mast.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.